Good morning, evening, or afternoon, everybody. It's Kaghoe coming at you with another video. So today I'm going to be showing you my amazing passive money printing machine empire, however you want to describe it. I took a ton of time and effort to make this happen. Most of it's work that I did in Phase 3, but all of these characters are tailors and leatherworkers. I'm going to show you my secret. But before we get in the video, we just hit 15,000 subs on YouTube, which is an awesome milestone. So I just genuinely appreciate every single one of you that watch my videos every day, that have subscribed. It truly means the world to me, so thank you from the bottom of my heart. It's always cool to hit those milestones, and for whatever reason the fives always are like super cool, like 5,000, 10,000, 15,000, 20,000. like I don't know, there's just something about fives and numerology that makes me hype, so genuinely thank you. But without further ado, let's get in the video. So as I mentioned, every single character you see here is a leatherworker or tailor. So my Druid here is a leatherworker. He has 300 leatherworking, which will come into play later. My mage is a tailor and an enchanter. These are the two characters I actively play and raid on. These characters that are all level 41 were former video characters that I used to like cover the runes in Phase 1 and 2. However, they do nothing, so I turned them into gold bots, and I'm going to show you that entire process, all the nitty-gritty, and just how powerful it can be. Because I know a lot of people in Season of Discovery either A, tried a whole bunch of characters at some point, or B, just have a bunch of characters in general. So if they're characters you're not using, what I like to do is I just, get a portion of Deep Rock Salt, Fell Cloth. The Moon Cloth is from my mage's cooldown. Then they all have their mounts, and they literally go from the inn to the Moonwell, and this is their life and eternity. So a few things. One, we're in Silithus because it is the closest Moonwell to mailbox in the game. There's no better spot than Silithus to go as far as accessibility and where you can go. A lot of Horde people tend to go, or a lot of Alliance like to point out you can go in the park in Stormwind, but the mailbox to the park is quite far, so if it's not a main character, I would highly recommend just bringing everyone to Silithus. Now, every single tailor is level 2 300, because when you have 300 tailoring, this is only in Sod, you get multi-procs, so you get a minimum of 3 Mooncloth per proc, as well as you could get more. So right there we got 3, and then we are going to use our salt shaker. Now if you look here, our leatherworking is only at 250, because that is the minimum requirement for a salt shaker. So because it is at 250, you sit here, you use your salt shaker, and then you can have leatherworking at 300, as I mentioned with my druid. So the expensive thing is the salt, not the ability to create the salt. So it doesn't proc on this, it procs on the creation from the salt and the hide. So I will show you that creation at the end with my druid after we send them all. So my methodology is this. I should have mounted here and went back to the mailbox, but I just sort of have them memorized in an order, and I have been doing this since Phase 3, and it's pretty much funded my raiding and even a lot of my guild. So I just send all the materials, and we just keep going down the list. We log out here at the end, and then we go into the next character. So obviously this video would be very long for me to show you doing this same process over and over again, but I wanted to give you the breakdown, the details. Recommendations: if you have any character level 35, mine are 41 because that was the requirement in Phase 3 to get max professions. They have moved it back to 35, so you only have to get characters to 35 to do this, and it can pay out dividends. And every 3 days for the leather, if you're being really ambitious, or every 4 days for the Mooncloth, you can log in and do this. I personally just do it every 4 days because it is very obnoxious to track it all and miss out on that extra day. But if you're really hurting for gold, you can do it the most efficient way and do it every 3 to 4 days. And on the 12th day, they'll line up again. So it's just whatever you want to do with it. If you're being super efficient, it's up to you. But I do every 4 days. But just I wouldn't really recommend leveling all these characters and setting it all up. But it takes about 2 hours to level. Tailoring pays for itself. The leatherworking to 250 is not too bad, but after 250, when you start to get into rugged leather, that is going to be very, very expensive investment, but it does pay off for the extra procs. You'll definitely get your money's worth for that. So I'm going to continue doing all these. We haven't gotten any extra procs on the Mooncloth yet, but I'm going to do all these, and then I will show you the results in the crafting of the Cured Rugged. So I will see you then. Voop. Alrighty guys, so we have finished all of our crafting, and as you can see, we only got 21 mooncloth, which is the minimum. We got no bonus procs on the mooncloth, which is actually really unlucky. I usually end up somewhere around 24 about. All of them could proc 5, but they proc a minimum of 3. So now we are going to do our rugged hide, and this is where it is very, very important to have one leatherworker at 300, because when we do these crafts, we will get the same thing, a minimum of 3, a maximum of 5 per craft. So I'm going to do it, and it's like a 5-second cast per craft, so we're going to see what we're getting. Bam, we got 5 off the rip. So that is just an awesome proc right there. That is a max proc. Then we got 3, and so on. So we're going to craft all of these and just see where we end. Another 4 proc. So every single bonus proc is just awesome, pure profit. You'll love to see it. So doing this every 4 days is essentially paid for everything that I've ever needed for the entire game. Like, I even get too much gold when the cloth and the rugged hide are needed a lot, and I just use it on my guild and invest in gear, world buffs, etc., anything I need. And having this setup has pretty much paid for everything I will ever need for the entire game of Season of Discovery. So now I'm going to go sell these and show you how much money you can get with them, and it is quite good. The reason these prices are so high is because mooncloth and cured rugged are used in the tier 3 crafting. So people getting their new tier 3 will be using these. I usually do stacks of 10. If the stacks of 10 don't sell, then I go down to stacks of 5. But as you can see, cured rugged hide is going for 50 gold on our server, and it really does sell for this much. The rugged hide I've started to go in stacks of 5 instead of 10 because people tend to buy that. But just to show you how much gold we're looking at right here, you got 400, that's 800 gold, and then these are 450, so we're around 2,000 gold per every 4 days that we put it at. So it's just really good. So 8 auctions posted for 1,985 gold, to give you the exact amount. So I'm making 2,000 gold every 4 days. So that is why this is very insane. It takes about an hour 45 minutes, 2 hours to level your tailoring and leatherworking all the way up. I will link the site that I use down below in the pinned comments to do it, but I like that guide. Also, if prices are really expensive, look for alternatives. There are tons of low-level recipes that you can use and make to get your profit here in SOD instead of just following the guide, because people are familiar with these guides and they tend to just go with those prices because it is the most meta thing to craft. That doesn't mean it's the most cost-effective one, especially when you're looking at light leather, medium leather, heavy leather. There are quite a few options in those things to get the levels you need. So if you find something really expensive, look for another thing for leatherworking. Tailoring is really cheap. Once you get to the rune cloth, it'll start to get expensive, but you can turn them into rune cloth headbands and shoulders and DE them. So it's a really great investment, and it definitely pays off in the first craft you do. So anyway, I truly hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, I'll see you later. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Hey you. Yes you. Are you still there? Well, I appreciate you for taking the time to watch this entire video and making it to the end here. If you enjoyed this video, definitely check out the other videos about World of Warcraft listed in these playlists down below. And thank you again. Have a great day. Bye-bye.